But you will love this delicious olive oil that comes from single source from a family-owned farm that we have waited, I think maybe 5 years to do a Today Special. This is the first Today Special we've ever have. It's a 2-pack, 25 ounce, 25 ounce. I bought this product the first time it was ever on HSN and loved it. And then used it and checked back online, checked back online, checked back online to see if we got more of it. This is, I will tell you, I bought the Today Special. I was going to get it on auto ship. However, it is only 2 p.m. over here on the East Coast. West Coast is just tuning in. We have already sold out of auto ship. I have single ship only. If unopened, it has a 1-year shelf life.
Till December 2026.
Oh, December 2026.
Yes.
So that's more than a year. It's like a year and a half.
Yes.
Okay. So the shelf life is till December 2026. So you can get more than one. And I think, you know, honestly, this is one of the best gifts. Somebody invites you over to their house for dinner. Not everybody drinks. And if they do drink, do they want red wine or white wine? Bring the incredible Greek extra virgin olive oil that is so special. The color, the taste. Stephanie Roberts is our special guest here today, and we're going to be talking about it. Now, will I get in trouble if I mispronounce it? Because I like to pronounce it different ways depending on my mood.
Let me teach you. It's Thea.
Thea.
Let's respect the family, because the family is everything to this olive oil, that is for sure. All right, so what is so exciting and special about this olive oil that we can't keep it in stock? It is a single-sourced, cold-pressed olive oil from the queen of olives. Now, I know most people were like, it's an olive oil. Oh, no, no, no. Simple is better. That's what you should know. See that olive? That's the Koroneiki olive. That is the best of the best for olives being pressed into olive oil. This family hand picks the olives from their farm in South Greece. They literally shake the trees onto a net. They go through the olives by hand in a sorter to make sure only the best ones are making the cut to be pressed into juice. Then it's cold pressed, which means no heat is applied, which really kind of keeps the integrity, keeps the flavor, keeps the freshness, no chemicals, none of those things. Then it is carefully bottled in these beautiful dark glass bottles, and that's part of it, because the dark glass is what's keeping away the heat, the oxygen, the moisture, and all those things that make olive oil not stay fresh. So we've solved all those problems by bringing it to you in 2 25-ounce beautiful glass bottles. And you see the beautiful art etching on the front? That's honestly part of the family tradition. They use a different Greek scene each and every harvest so that you know you are getting the freshest and latest harvest.
And the harvest is once a year, right?
Once a year, November and December. So this is the latest harvest. And because it is that fresh, it will be shelf stable for all of the rest of 2025 and all of 2026. So even though we can't do auto ship, you can stock up and know that you'll be gifting and using and gifting and using for everything.
Well, I will say this presentation, which is earlier in the day, we're more than half sold out for the entire day. It took us 5 years to be able to do a Today Special with this product. Thea is exclusive to us here at HSN at $54.95 for 2 bottles. And each bottle is 25 ounces, and it comes, you know that little white netting that's over it? That's gonna be over it, and then it's inside the box. I will say it's very giftable, Stephanie.
Absolutely.
Because when I ordered mine and got it home, I was like, oh, look how beautiful. It's like such a presentation, and it looked fantastic.
You'll wanna put it right on your table. The bottle is absolutely beautiful, but what you wanna do most is try it. All right, Helen, come on over, and I'd like you to try it with just a piece of bread.
Right, well, I don't wanna act like I don't own it and used it for forever.
I know, but
I know Suzanne tasted it on air for the very first time.
But I like it when people try it with just bread, because that way you really get to taste the flavor of the olive.
It's so good.
If you dip this in grocery store oil, I mean, first of all, look at the color difference, right? It's
so
light,
good.
It's watery,
so
and
different.
It's just gonna taste greasy. When you dip it in a cold pressed, single sourced olive oil, you can taste the olive, you can taste nature, you taste freshness. It is such a difference. And
I mean, it's like you're talking about wine. There's undertones.
It's exactly like wine.
There's layers.
If you've had bad wine, you know what I'm talking
Right,
about. Grocery
exactly.
store olive oil is a mishmash of different types of olives. This is one type of olive from the highest quality, family-produced, farm-done, cold-pressed, and preserved for you. So there's the difference. Now, the number one thing people ask me is when they see how big our bottles are, the first thing you'll probably think if you're not into olive oil on a regular basis is, what am I gonna do with all that? Here's my answer. You're gonna do everything with it. Because you only need like a little tablespoon to make a difference in anything you cook. We have an entire meal set out there on the table. You drizzle it on your steak, your vegetables, your potatoes. That is an olive oil cake, which, by the way, Helen, you have got to try the olive oil cake. There's one on the other table we cut for you. So you can use this for baking, for sauteing, for grilling, for dipping, for everything. Now, olive oil does have a low smoke point, so when I do saute with it, I don't do it on high, I do it on medium. But most of the time you're doing something like seafood or salmon anyway, no big deal. But rather than using who knows what to saute your food, use something that's gonna impart some special flavor. Something a little extra. Because cooking doesn't have to be difficult. What makes cooking successful? The quality of your ingredients. And this is such an easy thing to add to everything you do. I drizzled it on my chicken because you know what my kids say when they see a chicken breast? A, really chicken again? And then B, they're like, Mom, breasts are so dry. Are we eating grilled chicken again? So instead, I took that chicken breast and I just gave it a little extra love. A tablespoon of high quality olive oil, not any olive oil. That just makes it greasy chicken. This is now yummy chicken. The mashed potatoes, my kids, you know, use margarine or chemical butter or things like that. No, we don't want that in our bodies. Put a little olive oil on it because it has flavor. You're gonna love it. And vegetables, I'm not sure I eat a vegetable anymore without Thea olive oil drizzled on because again, it's a vegetable and it just got special. So that's the takeaway.
By the way, you can see the counter on the screen, how quickly people are grabbing this. 5,500 of these have already been sold since midnight here today. This is a one day only special. There's no post sale. Auto ship is already sold out. We brought in today the entire harvest, the most quantity we've ever had in the history of this product being here at HSN. As you know, the importers bring it here. It's not available anywhere else. Actually, there is an online retailer where you can buy one of them for a similar price.
$35 a bottle. Not a similar price.
I mean, for a similar price as the 2-pack, I actually was saying.
Absolutely.
It's a similar price as the 2-pack.
No value there.
So it is an extraordinary value, but honestly, if this was twice as much money, I would buy this anyway. This is the only olive oil that we use. My husband's quite the gardener, and he has this amazing harvest of fresh cherry tomatoes and basil, and he put them on like little skewers with a little Thea olive oil, and it's honestly 3 ingredients and the best thing I've ever eaten. You know, it's all about the ingredients. And I've done 17 years of shows with the most famous chefs in the world that we have here at HSN, and all of them say the same thing. It's all about the ingredients.
It is, and this is such a simple ingredient to add. You know, sometimes it's hard to source a special ingredient. You can't always get the perfect fresh seafood. You may not always have fresh garden tomatoes like your husband. But you can always, always, always have the top of the line olive oil thanks to Thea. When it comes to special meals, I made some pasta. Now I've sauteed some shrimp. All I'm gonna do is top that pasta with this shrimp, and then suddenly I've gone from just kind of a blah Tuesday night dinner to something amazing. I'll add a little extra drizzle on top. I don't need a heavy sauce. I don't need a jarred sauce with all its preservatives and chemicals. This is 100% natural. I'm gonna add a burst of citrus to brighten it up. And again, you were talking about 4 ingredients. Here is a 4-ingredient dinner that is, I mean, what, you pay $30 for that in a restaurant at least.
Oh, at least.
Whereas here, you can enjoy the simpleness and the goodness. And something else I enjoy when I work with Thea, okay, you don't always make things from scratch at home, right? I admit, sometimes I buy store-bought hummus, right? Get a little lazy, whatever. If you take a store-bought hummus or a store-bought pesto and you drizzle a little, as we call it in my house, Mom's Good stuff. That's what it's known as. Mom's Good stuff. Stay away from Mom's Good olive oil, because I do like to keep it for myself or when I'm cooking for my family. But look at the difference I'm making here. That just kind of went from blah to amazing. Take a tiny taste of that for me.
You know,
it is so yummy.
I will say that this today's special I was most excited about of 2025 because it's something that I do personally buy, and I couldn't believe that I could get 2 of them at $18.32. Just absolutely gorgeous and amazing. Yeah, I'm going to talk. I'm going to eat this in a second. I'm talented, but I'm not that talented. I can't do both at the same time. But we've got so many people on the phone. This is where you use that QR code, scan the QR code, and then you'll jump right to hsn.com. You can go to our 24/7 website, hsn.com, put in the item number 009216, and you can get your Thea. I am not being Nostradamus when I say this is going to be an early sellout, because when I woke up this morning, I always look and see how the Today Special, they do send us, like, you know, the secret numbers to the it is twice as fast selling as we anticipated. And I know that maybe you had just had your Easter weekend big dinner the other day, and you were like, oh, am I a good cook? Like, I did my best. Right. Everybody came over, and that pressure. When you have ingredients like that, it is a no-brainer. It is so easy, like grilled vegetables, Stephanie.
Oh, it is coming to be grilling season, and everything is so much more yummy and rich when you put a grilled vegetable with some olive oil. And think about all the different things that you're going to do this spring and summer season. We made a bow tie salad here with the fresh peas and the fresh asparagus, and then we put just a little pesto on it, so then make it a little extra special with a drizzle. Or if you make your own pesto, don't ruin your fresh basil and your pine nuts and your Parmesan. And those are some pretty expensive and important ingredients. Don't ruin it with grocery store olive oil. Top it off with just a little bit of Thea. Again, you are getting a 25-ounce bottle. You're getting 2 of them. So I'm using a tablespoon here and a tablespoon
boxed,
there.
and each one is protected with a little white, like it looks like a fisherman's net sleeve, but it's a little poofy. So it's gonna really protect it in the bottle, in the box, shipped to your house. Gorgeous. By the way, the shipping and handling is absolutely free, and importing this and shipping it is not free.
No.
So we're passing the cost on to us, not you, and this is extraordinary. I mean, for basically what you would spend for grocery store olive oil, you're getting the best of the best. You know those people that have the private jets, and they're like, you know, I really have a kind of a, I watched this on TikTok, you know, I kind of have a hankering for a this, and this from this, and this country. This is the kind of thing where you don't need a private jet. We're doing it for you today. And I'll tell you, I ordered it the first time we ever had it here at HSN. I tasted it on set. It was amazing. I order it every time it's in stock. I ordered it. I did not get it on the auto ship. It's already sold out. But I will say that I don't think you're going to see this even on hsn.com until maybe next year.
Oh, when it's gone, it's gone. Remember, it's a resource from the earth, which is appropriate on Earth Day, of course. They harvest once a year in November and December. This is this year's harvest that was quickly pressed and bottled and saved for you. So we get this literally direct from the family farm in South Greece. It doesn't go sit somewhere. It doesn't go wait for you. They knew we were going to do this April, and they made it, sent it right to us, and now we're sending it right to you. So this is the harvest process. This is what the olives were doing for you in November and December. The family picks them, sorts them by hand, chooses the ones that are perfect for what they're looking for, cold presses them, never exposed to heat or chemicals. Then it is carefully bottled in these dark glass bottles. The bottles are heavy. That's expensive shipping for them, for us. It's not being factored into your cost because it's what it takes to keep it fresh. This family cares more about the quality and freshness of their product than anything else. You know, we've been privy to discussions about, well, I bet we could find a less expensive bottle. And the answer was, nope, that would not sure the quality.
Because I know this family is like so incredibly passionate about it. I love that you put the olive oil on the pizza.
That saves the pizza, by the way, especially when I make them.
Well, I was gonna say, I've spent some time in Italy, and they actually do drizzle the high-end olive oil on the pizza as part of like, okay, here's your pizza. Like, you know what I mean? It's the most delicious food in the world. That Mediterranean sun, though, that Mediterranean way to eat.
And I'm doing this.
So incredibly great for you.
It is. Not because we're gonna drink out of this wine glass, although you certainly could. You absolutely could. The flavor is phenomenal. But do you see how it's sticking to the sides of the wine glass? It is so thick and luscious. The word we use like in chemistry would be viscosity, right? It has such a high viscosity that it's thick and it clings. This is what it does to your food. This is what it does in your mouth, so that you feel it, you taste it. If you did this with grocery store olive oil, it would just look greasy and it would taste greasy. Instead, you taste freshness, you taste the earth, and it impacts the taste of absolutely everything you put it on.
Do you know, I will say that I don't think I use any other oil except that.
Good.
I'm trying to think if there's any. My husband was on this thing where like no oils like the kind with seeds, you know, like you don't use any of that. Like we had to get rid of them from our house. And then it was like olive oil. And then I will say all olive oil is not created equally by a huge degree. Like there's a
very
huge
true statement.
difference in a grocery store olive oil that isn't preserved well, that has, like you said, different olives from all over, kind of like a hodgepodge of whatever we got.
Yep.
This is a completely different experience. Those of you that are shopping right now are already in the know. Like you've already had it, you're reordering it, you're sad you missed out on auto ship, maybe you're getting a couple of single ships, which I think is a smart move.
Yes,
it is.
me too.
You know, our producer Rocky just said he stayed at somebody's family's house during the hurricane. So he, as a thank you, he got them the Thea olive oil.
I love that. You know, you were talking about how we gift wine and how we gift candles and things like that. The problem with like a wine is it's one and done. You know, you enjoy a couple of glasses and it's gone. Look at the size of this bottle. If you gift this to somebody and it's the same price as a decent bottle of wine, they're going to enjoy this for months. And then it becomes something they can't live without. And then you've changed the way somebody eats and dines and takes care of their body. You know, for me, it is about putting fresh, wholesome sources in my family's body.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first got it, Stephanie, I was really precious with it. Because I was like, this is like a little bit elevated. This is like caviar, you know, the caviar of olive oil. I'm gonna be careful with it. I'm not gonna use it all the time. And then I was like, oh, the difference is so big. I go, how much is it really for me to have it on? And then it's all I use now.
And
it's literally worth it, all I use.
Do a little quick grocery store math, and this is a little over $1 an ounce because you're getting more than 50 ounces. And the grocery store stuff is about $1 an ounce. But when I'm telling you the price is about the same, the quality is not even in the same ballpark.
So our regular price, we're saying $69.95. Listen, $54.95 for both of them is extraordinary, especially when you add on the free shipping, or I should say subtract the shipping, because it is not free to ship it anywhere in the country. We will ship 2 bottles anywhere in the country for $0. And when we say free, it's not one of those other websites that say, oh, if you join us for $140, we'll wink, wink, ship it to you for free. Is that really free if you have to give them all that money and then, Okay, we're actually free. If this is the only thing you ever buy from HSN, the shipping will be free. You have to join anything. I will say, just over 6,000 sold. And I know how many we brought in today. We are way over half sold out for the day. I don't, when is your next show?
With Guy, 5 and 6.
I bet you that might be your last airing, because that's a cooking show, right? That everybody's tuning in for. I mean, that fresh mozzarella and tomato, the difference between that dish with this olive oil on it is day and night.
Absolutely.
Day and night. So free shipping, flex pay, $18.32. This is an extraordinary value. And again, I bought it myself. I am not someone who comes out here and says, oh, I bought everything that I said. I can't afford to do that. I have 3 hours today. Girl, I can't afford to buy everything. I bought this. I knew it was coming up. I had the email, like, oh, Thea's doing a Today Special. Oof. And I didn't even get in on the auto ship. I would have gotten it on auto ship. It was gone. I said I was at my desk. I was getting ready. Oh, yeah, I got to buy that. What? No auto ship. Okay. Sold out already. Over 6,500 sold since midnight today. It's supposed to last till midnight. I know that Stephanie's going to be on again with Guy for a 2-hour cooking show. I think that might be the end. I think that might be it. But get yours now. I would get a couple, because bringing it as a gift to somebody is a great idea. You cook for a big family, and it lasts till December 2026.
Yeah, this is the freshest harvest we just had. So you will have this. You will have this through next year if you don't use it all up, which you'll be tempted to do. Again, we're using this for so many different things. Let's talk about salad dressings for a second. Oh, and Helen found my dessert.
No. I'm like, did you put olive oil in ice cream? I'm not gonna lie, I've never tasted that.
You were busy and I wasn't sure whether you thought it was a good idea. You must try that. This is
this is delicious.
This is a very Mediterranean thing. Think simple, a high quality vanilla bean ice cream and the perfect olive oil.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you put an icky grocery store olive oil on that, you'd be like, why'd you just ruin my ice cream?
Oh, gosh.
But instead, don't you kind of taste the farm with the cream and the cold?
It's so good.
It's really phenomenal.
I'm not gonna lie, I would not have guessed this.
Good, I love a surprise.
That was a surprise.
All right, I have one more surprise you should try too if you're in a sweet mood. The olive oil cake that we created is absolutely out of this world.
I'm in, how do I do that?
And it is trending right now. You are looking.
Olive oil cake?
You are looking.
Where can I get the recipe?
Amanda, and I just asked about the same thing.
Are we gonna post it?
I think we should.
Okay.
Do you know people that can do that? Because I would love to post this for everyone.
Do you know what? If Amanda gives it to me, I'll post it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Okay.
So you were looking at the family production of Thea's olive oil. It is a single-sourced olive oil from the Koroneiki olive. Olive oil cake is very trendy right now. This may be the moistest, best cake I've ever had. Go back in, girl.
Sorry. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I mean,
it weighs like a pound. I'm making her hold it. Sorry, go put that down.
But think about all the different things. Again, don't look at the bottle and be like, gosh, what do I do with all that? What aren't you going to do with it? You bake with it, and it makes everything so moist. I drizzle it on everything, and everything is better as a result. I cook all my
proteins, like chicken thighs.
Oh, chicken thighs are phenomenal.
I'm gonna tell you something else. I actually marinate them in a little Thea, a little garlic and lemon.
Absolutely.
And then I just pour the whole thing in a pan, and then I cook in it.
So that flank steak.
So it's marinated and cooked in it.
That flank steak that I sliced was marinated in it because, think about flank steak. It's not your best cut of meat.
Right.
Great. Meat's expensive right now.
It's a good deal.
I'm buying cheaper cuts because they are a better deal, but when you marinate it in the olive oil, it gets into the fibers.
Right.
So then it breaks it down, and then it makes it so much yummier. Yes, I love this flank steak. And then I really love it for salad dressings. We know that there's a bunch of preservatives and chemicals in those bottles. You can make the best salad dressing on earth with 4 ingredients, but don't start with grocery store olive oil.
Can I say something? We're doing a close-up on the gorgeous salmon. You know how we buy salmon because it's got those really healthy for you fats like the omega-3 and all that?
Right.
Why would you pour the bad kind of oil once I cook with it and then ruin everything that you're going for?
Well, that's kind of the way I feel about anything that we're, spending money on, whether it's cheeses or meats or breads, and then you pour olive oil on it, and you're ruining the taste of what could have been wonderful. These 4 ingredients, we use an oil, obviously our Thea olive oil. We use an acid, so in this case, it's lemon juice. I added a little bit of mustard, but you could even skip that, and then we put some spices in it, and that is it. But you could dip bread in this. I dip veggies in it all day long, but when you want to try it,
I do want to try it.
So yummy.
What did you put? Mustard and the olive oil?
And then you always have to have an acid, so we use lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Yep. And then when you drizzle this on your salad,
so good.
Isn't it so good? So it takes a salad from,
really good.
Guess we're having salad again tonight, to, wow, what did you do with that salad? So you were mentioning entertaining at Easter, and there's graduations and showers. You can elevate absolutely everything you do just by drizzling with a little high-end olive oil. The key is it has to be the right stuff, and that's what we're bringing you.
I think the key word here is limited. This is not something, we're just gonna make more of in the back. Nope. This is a harvest. This is the freshest, right from the harvest, single annual harvest. Here we are. You're getting 2 of them for $54.95. Auto ship, I apologize, sold out before our presentation. We're more than half sold out for the day. 6,287 have been picked up. And Stephanie, you're on with Guy, right?
Yes, I am.
5 o'clock.
Yep, but I'll save you some olive oil cake.
Oh, you know what? Amanda, please
we'll get
send me that recipe because I'll put it on my Helen Keeney HSN Facebook page. Because I'll make that. Okay, so thank you, Stephanie. Oh my gosh, I could just linger.